God damn, I'm CP timing. He said, look at him. He on CP time. My apologies. My apologies for being on CP time today. Even though it's not a real thing. My apologies anyway. My apologies for not tapping in for a minute. Things just, it's kind of crazy. And, you know, sometimes people have to actually do what they got to do in order for them to be able to do what they want to do. 1 second. Because I'm going to do this with y'all. Man, I got to get my situation right. I really got to get my situation right in here. Hold on. Get my other little table. I get my other little table straight. Because I got to be getting my nourishment. It's important that I get my nourishment as well. Northwood, what's up, brother? How it be? How's everything? Appreciate you tapping in today. Got some things I wanted to talk about today. Things just been I ain't even gonna say a little crazy. Things been a lot of crazy in the last few weeks. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I got off at 3:30. So you can basically probably pretty much do the math on that. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning. So I say, let me jump on this thing today. Because we getting snow. Is y'all getting snow? Y'all getting snow this weekend? See, we supposed to get a nice little piece of it. But I already knew that was coming. He said, I'm looking good for stress. Hey, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? Either you going to roll with it or you going to ball up in a fetal position and cry. And I'm not big on the crying. You know what I mean? Especially when it don't change anything. Yeah, I did this. I did the last live when I came on the last time. We already got it. Okay. And you already got some. Okay. Yeah, they talking about inches. I mean, I could do without it. I don't mind it when we get it and then it be gone by the next day. I just don't like it sticking around. I know that's right, man. I know that's right. When you been when you one of them type of people that have pretty much seen it all or pretty much seen it all, you learn not to let stuff bother you. You know what I mean? Or not so much to say not let things bother you, but not let it be known that you're bothered by something. You know what I mean? Oh wow. Yeah. I never did that. I'm still waiting to catch my first fish. I'm still we've been going fishing during the summer. I'm still waiting to catch my first fish, man. Actually pull it out of the water anyway. I didn't have fish on the line, but for some reason they don't make it out the water. I'm still waiting to catch my first one. Hey man, you know, yeah, I pulled one fish out of the water so far, and that was just because the hook caught the fish, caught the side of the fish when I was reeling, bringing my line back in. It snagged the fish, but then that wasn't even big enough to want to keep, so I had to throw that. That wasn't nothing but bait. My oldest daughter be the one that be catching most of the fish when we go fishing. I like it though. I like it though because it's relaxing to me anyway. But I ain't never been. I ain't never tried no ice fishing. I just don't. The idea of sitting on some ice with a whole bunch of water under the underneath. I don't know. Yeah, that's what be taking my bait. That's what be stealing my bait all the time. Catfish be taking my bait, and I end up pulling my reel, getting my line back in. My bait be gone. Whatever bait I got on there be gone. The catfish done snatched it. I said they probably be sitting on the other side of the water laughing at me. I hear that. Hey man, it's been crazy here in Baltimore. Real crazy. Right, I'm gonna check it out. Cause my kids be watching. They probably didn't watch what you talking about. the channel you talking about, they probably didn't had it on before, because they be watching. I done seen them watching channels where people be fishing or whatever. They watch all types of stuff, so I'm quite sure they probably didn't ran across it. But I'm gonna check it out though. Yeah, they had here. Like I said, it been crazy. Been crazy, bro. Yeah. So y'all shooting a lot. Yeah. Well, they shooting a lot. Yeah. Now, like the last time I did a live, right before I did the live, you had a triple murder. Right before I did the live. Yeah, it's more than normal. Yeah, it's definitely more than normal. And the thing, that's part of the thing I wanted to talk about tonight, is during that triple shooting, they have a program. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what I'm saying. One of the people that was killed in the triple shooting that happened was a safe streets worker. And that's like a program where they actually use ex-offenders to try to mediate like certain street beef and stuff like that. And for the most part, I mean, it didn't it has worked since they started it. There've been times where they've seen actual good results as far as with the program or whatever. But I don't know what's going on out there now. But anyway, one of the people that was killed was one of the people that actually worked for this organization, which is crazy in itself, man. That you would put yourself out there trying to make a difference and become a victim. You know what I mean? Become a victim in the process. But I guess it is what it is, man. I don't know what they got going on, but I hope they figure it out, and I hope they figure it out fast. Yeah, but I was just talking to one of the shop owners today. And we was talking about it. I mean, sometimes you can see and maybe understand reasoning behind certain things, but nowadays is that it don't even be a reason. I mean, it don't even be a reason behind it. It's just most of the time just nonsense. You know what I mean? Right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I say my whole thing is you out there, ain't no way around it. You either had to coexist or you not going to exist. So it makes sense to coexist. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff that be getting done or whatever, people can turn a blind eye to certain things or whatever. It's pretty much when the violence come into play. You know what I mean? When the violence come into play, that's when they gotta come in and you know what I mean, and do certain things. And I don't think they get that part. You know what I mean? If you would keep the violence out of it, you could pretty much get your money. As sad as it is to see, and people will say, "Oh, this, that, and the third about the trade," but as long as there's a demand, you know what I mean, there's going to be a supply. Hmm. Hmm. I hear that. Yeah, but these youngins, they don't get it. They don't get it. I mean, they just totally different. You know, and I can't say that it's all of them because I've actually talked to, I mean, a lot of these younger guys, man. And when people say that you can't talk to them, I can't just write them off like that because I've come in contact with a few young dudes, you know what I mean, and I've had real nice conversations with them, real deep conversations, you know what I mean, whereas though you can see that the person actually has, you know what I mean, a certain level of intelligence. You know what I mean? Whereas though I even had one, whereas though I talked to this dude or whatever, he was out in the street. I talked to him, and I ended up bumping into the dude maybe like about a year or two later, and I didn't even recognize him. And he actually pulled me over. He pulled me up. You know what I mean? We were in the store, and he pulled me up and was like, you know, I ended up getting my GED. I'm in college now. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at him like, yeah, that's what's up. He was like, you don't even remember. I was like, nah, not really. He was like, no, you had me in the car and you was talking to me or whatever, and you was telling me, you know what I mean, how I should do this, do that, and the third. I went on and got my GED. Now I'm taking college courses, huh? You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? It was crazy. You know what I mean? But then that right there let me know that you can actually talk to them. But that's the thing that a lot of people don't get. You got to talk to them. You know what I mean? You have to talk to them. You can't talk down to them. You know what I mean? You can't talk down to them. You can't be condescending when you got a young person that's handling more business than a lot of grown people. You know what I mean? Who are actually holding down whole households. You know what I mean? Because the 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 parent dynamic ain't right. You know what I mean? So they might be taking care of brothers and sisters, paying the bills. You know what I mean? And then to have somebody to try to talk down to them, they gonna take it offensive. You know what I mean? They're gonna take offense to it. And that's where that type of stuff goes to. But if you can meet a person on a level, you know what I mean, with respect, I see 8 times out of 10, they gonna give you that. They gonna show you that same respect. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, you gonna have that. You gonna have a younger clientele for the most part. And that's it. That's what I say. You got to be able to relate to them. You got to put yourself in their shoes. You know what I mean? But that's most people don't do that. They want to be condescending and tell a person what they need to do. And if you got somebody, like I say, taking care of a whole household, and you say you need to do this, you need to do that. Okay, well, if I do that, who gonna take care of all this financial stuff that I've been taking care of while I do that? You know what I mean? Right? Right? I mean, everybody got to know their limits. You know what I mean? Everybody got to know their limits. Like I say, the whole thing, the key to life is understanding, man. Key to life is understanding. You keep that understanding, you be relatable, and you'll find out that even if a person so-called think that they didn't like you or have anything in common with you, if you can be relatable, they forget all about that they came in looking at you a totally different way. Right? You absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like you say, as far as bite their tongue thing, there's a lot of times they feel like even though they're younger, like I said, a lot of them, especially the guys, they be pretty much be man child. They be a man child. Like I said, they're doing grown people things, even though they might not even be the age of consent. They doing grown man things. So to have somebody talk down to them, they take it as disrespect. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's what happens. People more times than often sit there and try to dissect the person just by looking at them. But you will never, you will never read a book simply by looking at the cover of it. It can never be done. You know what I mean? In order for you to know what's in it, you're gonna have to eventually pick it up and look inside. There's no way to read a book just by the cover. Yeah, man. They had the shootings and stuff. And then I was caught the news today and seeing that they had a bunch of firefighters actually lost their lives in fighting a fire in a vacant row house. I think like 3 firefighters ended up losing their lives. So if it ain't the violence, man, is know, be just something else that be just depressing, man. And I'm big on energy, man. I'm big on energy. So you know what I mean? I see stuff like that and it be taking it takes stuff out of me. And I was sitting there, because when I come on here, I at least be trying to find something from the lighter side to be able to talk about, you know what I mean? Just to where so I could bounce back and forth. And I couldn't find anything that I wanted to speak on that was lighthearted in nature. But what you gonna do? I really wasn't even gonna come on here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to come on here or not. But I was like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck? They talking about snow. Maybe the average person that would have went out might be stuck in the house. Maybe they'll pop on. Or they'll catch it on the replay. I had no problem talking to myself. I talk to myself a lot. Even when I think I'm talking to somebody else, a lot of times I be talking to myself. So there's nothing unusual. There's nothing unusual. This is like therapy. This is my little therapy session. You know, it's all good, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? As long as they came in peace. You said you ain't locked the door. As long as they came in peace instead of with a peace. You know what I mean? What the hell I do? Okay. Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm definitely down for that. You know what I mean? I'm definitely down for that. You know? Cause I like to tap in, you know what I mean? Like I said, I like to tap into to the demographic that I wouldn't normally be expected to have. You know what I mean? Because I could have been here way more. I could have been here way more subs than I got on this channel now. You know what I mean? But I could have just simply every time I leave out the door, oh, subscribe to my channel. Just but I don't want it. I don't want it like that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want my channel. I don't want my YouTube channel to be Facebook. You know what I mean? Where people just come on there with, you know what I mean, different, you know what I mean? No, I don't want it to be the same. You know what I mean? If you find me, you find me. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Okay, that's what's up. What kind of goods you be selling? Would you be like merch or something for your shop or whatever? Yeah, that's always good. Yeah, that was my thing. Like I see, I'm big on legacy, man. When you sit back and think, damn, when it's all over with, you know what I mean? When it's all said and done, how will I be remembered? You know what I mean? Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, you know what I mean. I just want to know that, you know what I mean. Like I say, when it's all over with, I want to be remembered for making some type of difference. You know what I mean? Because if that ain't the case, it's like you wasted it. You know what I mean? You wasted the gift. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to do that. And see, that's what people fail to realize. You know what I mean? A lot of the times that you just can't be. You know what I mean? Of course, you got to handle business. You got to handle business, but you be surprised how many people go through their whole day and don't smile once. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So if you take somebody like that and they that miserable, even though they might be handling their business, but they're miserable, a miserable person would tend to push that off on the next person. You know what I mean? Because misery don't want to be by itself. Misery loves company. You say the dude flirting with your buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna be over here for a minute, man. I'm just, you know what I mean, I'm just chilling. I'll be over here for a minute. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Yeah, I mean, don't be no stranger. Yeah, I mean, make sure you tap back in so we can set that interview thing up, man. See, good people. You always gotta come in contact with good people. Get outside the box sometimes. And I talk to people that might catch this on the flyby or whatever. Don't be afraid to step outside of one's comfort zone. The world is bigger than your neighborhood. I put smash on that. Put smash on them Gettys. Now I'm a ramble a little bit and try to do some things, because for one, I'm gonna have to do this on the fly. There was, let me jump to the thumbnail. What my thumbnail today signifies. For those that don't know, it's being reported that there's a SpaceX booster from a rocket, from a SpaceX rocket, that is supposed to crash land on the moon in the next few weeks. Now, when I heard this being reported, when I heard this whole thing being reported earlier, I heard the reporter say that NASA doesn't think that this actual booster will enter Earth's atmosphere. They didn't say with 100% certainty. They just said they didn't think that it would enter Earth's atmosphere. Okay? Now they just started reporting on this. You know what I mean? That is supposedly is supposed to crash into the moon. Now, how long have they had this information? Whereas they're just reporting on it now. And just think, if it was going to hit Earth or whatever, and they didn't know exactly where it would land, where as though they could pinpoint exactly where it was going to land, do you think that they would just say, oh, it's going to hit somewhere? No, I think that they would actually try to conduct some type of measures to maybe, you know what I mean, offset the trajectory of of the actual booster. You know what I mean? To try to maybe knock it off course, whereas it didn't enter Earth's atmosphere. And maybe they did that already and were successful. You know what I mean? Which made it, you know what I mean, end up on a collision course with the moon. But I guess we gotta wait for a couple weeks to actually find this out. You know what I mean? Stay tuned. this is what NASA is telling you. Stay tuned. You know what I mean? Stay tuned. If you don't wake up dead, then it hit the moon. if you don't wake up dead, it hit the moon, and not you. Yeah, but that was the big. This was the whole big story or whatever, right? The whole thing, and I could go on and on about this whole. You know, maybe that's with the whole thing when they were saying, "Oh, China, this artificial sun that China had." You know, who knows if that was an artificial sun? I don't think it was an artificial sun, because why would they light it up? Why would they light it up as they're taking it into space? You know what I mean? Or maybe that was just the glare. Maybe they didn't light it up. Maybe that was just the glare from the burn. You know what I mean? Reflecting off of But whatever they had on there to be dragging it, the heat from the burn wouldn't cause it to detach. You know what I mean? Wouldn't it be inside? Oh, I don't know, man. I'm trying to say, how big was the thing? I never actually saw it to see how big the actual artificial sun was. You know what I mean? Whereas though they would have to drag it like a ball and freaking chain. Why they could have just woke up a giant? They could have just woke up a Jolly Green giant and say, "Here, yo, take this couple dollars and throw the sun up in the sky." You know what I mean? They could have saved a lot of money as far as fuel went. You know what I mean? Just throw it up in the sky, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't doing nothing but chilling. You know what I mean? You just chilling on the hillside waiting for things to pop off again. You know what I mean? Throw this sun up in the sky for me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And this is the part of the live where people probably say, "What the heck is this? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Why he look like that?" You know what I mean? Why he look like that? You know what I mean? Because this is how I was made. You know what I mean? I assure you, you know what I mean? I assure you that it's not claymation. You know what I mean? It's not claymation. I was made, when I say I was made this way, you know what I mean? Didn't nobody put me together with clay. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm a little ADD, self-diagnosed, right? So rock with me as I bounce here or there. You know what I mean? I bounce from here, I bounce from there. You know what I mean? I might be all over the place. Maybe that's why I don't get the YouTube love that a lot of other people get, because I can't stay in the pocket. I can't stay in the pocket. They be like, YouTube be like, "You all over the place, baby. You all over the place." You know what I mean? The algorithm, the algorithm cannot keep up with me. The algorithm almost gave me a stroke just now. You know what I mean? Trying to pronounce it. The algorithm almost gave me it's like, what the hell he doing? What happened? What's going on with him? What's going on with him? Is he choking? Is he choking? Is he choking or joking? But anyway, I like to get a little lighthearted sometimes. You know what I mean? Just to lighten the mood, because everything is just so just depressing. You know what I mean? You gotta laugh sometimes just to not cry. You know what I mean? But anyway, on to some other things, and I wanna talk about a few things tonight, right? One thing being, as anybody that know, or if you read the channel, the name of the channel is Mind the Major Baltimore. And if you went as far as reading the name of the channel and you're not a family member, put some pressure on that subscribe button first and foremost, right? Because I guarantee you, you want to be locked in. You want to be locked in because it's about to get turned up around here. You know what I mean? Put some pressure on that like button. You know what I mean? Drop a comment. Talk to me. I talk back. You know what I mean? Anyway, as I say, I'm from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So I got some Baltimore news that I want to get out for me. It's not news now. I guess it's only new. I guess it's only news when it's new. And it's not new at the moment. So what am I supposed to call it? It's only new when it's new. It's only news when it's new. Anyway, I guess just call it information. You know what I mean? I got some information, Baltimore information. You know what I mean? what they say, some firefighters were killed in the process of them fighting a row home fire, a fire in a vacant row home. Okay, and I meant to write down the names of these actual firefighters just to give them that much respect, but I had a lot of stuff going on. I actually had a lot of stuff going on, so I was kind of rushing. But rock with me for a minute, and I'm a multitask. I'm gonna see my multitasking skills. Let me see. Yeah, but I see that's really depressing. And from the news that I was watching earlier, whatever, it is indeed a big problem. I mean, there are way too many vacant row homes in Baltimore, and it's been a talking point for years. Like, why are these vacant row homes just there? You know what I mean? Especially when we have a very big homeless population. You know, a lot of these row homes could have been had little to nothing done to them, whereas they could have, you know what I mean, been shelter for a big part of the homeless population. You know, but I guess that's another, you know what I mean? That's another actual that's another live. That's something for another day. But I'm trying to scan through this I'm trying to scan through this article here to see if they had the names of the officers. Well, the firefighters, not officers, but the firefighters that were actually killed fighting the fire. Let me try to pull it up. Excuse me, people. People, person, whoever's dead. You know what I mean? Okay. The three firefighters that lost their lives fighting this vacant row home fire were identified as Lieutenant Paul Buttram, firefighter paramedic Kelsey Sadler, and EMT firefighter Kenny Laseo. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Laseo. And the last firefighter who's actually on life support at the moment Name is John McMaster, which is an EMT firefighter. He's actually on life support in critical but stable condition, according to Dr. Thomas Scalia, physician in chief at University of Maryland, Adams County Shock Trauma. And that's I gotta salute these firefighters and give them the biggest props because they do a job that I could never see myself doing. Honestly, they do a job that I could never see myself doing because although it's not it's not a whole lot that I fear, that I actually fear, but one thing that I could say that I actually fear that gets the utmost respect from me is fire. Respectfully, is fire. And I would advise anybody else to have that same fear and utmost respect for fire as well. Because fire is heartless. And I know it's been said countless times, don't play with fire, and this, that, and the third. But until you've seen what fire actually does to the human body, or seeing just how fast fire spreads through a dwelling, or seeing people trying to escape a fire only to meet their demise, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand it. You know what I mean? But to be able to have that actual heart, you know what I mean, to actually run into a burning building, you know what I mean? To actually have that heart to run into a burning building. You know what I mean? To try to make sure that no one is in the building, or just to put it out. Simply put it out. It's a job that everybody can't do, that everybody is not built for. You know? So with that being said, I give my utmost respect to all firefighters out there. And I offer my sincerest and deepest condolences to the families of those firefighters that passed fighting that fire who passed, you know. But moving on to something else that I wanted to speak about today. And this is something else that's Baltimore related, right? And with the violence that's plaguing the city at the moment, you know what I mean, or as of late, you know, it only made me think because, like I say, for the most part, I do this little YouTube thing. Is like I say, it's therapy for me. You know what I mean? I do it as sort of like a therapy for myself. So it's not really whereas though I'm dependent on this, that, you know what I mean? I just do it as a therapy thing. You know what I mean? Something to do while I'm in the house and working on me. You know what I mean? I'll just say that, you know? But that takes me to while I was doing when I be doing the lives or whatever, be doing my little broadcasts and stuff like that. There was one person, you know what I mean, from the city, you know, that would tap in, that would usually tap in when I would come on live or whatever. Even if he didn't stick around, he would come in, you know what I mean, and at least let me know that, you know what I mean, he had tapped in, you know what I mean, and that's his handle was Baltimore Bike Life, you know what I mean. His handle was Baltimore Bike Life, and he actually knew me from the neighborhood, you know what I mean. So I remember the first time when he came in and he actually said something on the live, he was like, "Unc, I remember you from such and such," you know what I mean. And where he said, you know what I mean, I was like, "Yeah, you right," you know. But he hadn't tapped in, you know what I mean. The last couple lives I did or whatever, he hadn't tapped in, you know. And it just come to my head because I'm with all the stuff that's going on. I'm just hoping, you know what I mean, that he's in good health or whatever, and he's okay. You know what I mean? Because anytime you know what I mean, anybody shows me support at whatever I'm doing, I establish a bond of sorts. You know what I mean? With them people, where as though I be wanting to, you know what I mean, know that they okay, just on the fact that they took the time out, you know what I mean, to acknowledge what it is I'm doing, you know, and hopefully Baltimore Bike Life is all right out there. And if you end up tapping in to the broadcast later or whatever, you know what I mean, hope you straight, bruh, and you know what I mean, be safe out there, you know. But like I was saying earlier, you had one of the for those who might not know, they have a organization that's called Baltimore Safe Streets. You know what I mean? And they actually mediate conflict. They do conflict mediation. So you know what I mean, pretty much, you know, and it's been times where, you know, for the most part that it has worked. You know what I mean? In a lot of instances, it has worked. You know what I mean? They have, you know what I mean, stopped a lot of things from escalating or whatever. You know what I mean? That I know for fact. You know what I mean? But it appears that one of the people who met their demise in the triple homicide last week happened to be a worker of the safe streets, you know. But the thing is, you know, they were speaking on how in the last year or so, you know, there's been a number of these actual employees of safe streets who have actually been murdered, you know. So I don't know if they hopefully they don't start looking at, because you know the powers that be, you know, can be kind of, you know what I mean, they can get kind of funky sometimes, and I hope it don't get to a point where they like, oh, you know what I mean, it's not working no more, and you know, try to do away with, you know what I mean, because we need that, you know what I mean, we need that. It's sad that these men, you know what I mean, actually met their demise trying to, do their part in the community, you know. But at the same token, we need more. We need more men, willing to make a difference in the city. If we plan on, bringing about a change, to the whole thing. You know. So with that being said, I want to offer my condolences to the families of those three people who met their demise last week in that triple homicide. Other things I wanted to speak on. There's some other things that now I have as far as the YouTube universe goes, I have a good friend in the YouTube universe who has a channel called Mac Mean True Story. I happen to be a moderator on his channel, and he's a good dude. Good dude. You know what I mean? Think of him as a real friend. You know what I mean? But anyway, Mac happened to be doing a story on an individual who has been incarcerated for the last 32 years. Right? Was it 32 years? Now, I don't want to get this wrong. So this is what I'm going to do. Give me 1 second. If I'm not mistaken, it was 32. You know what I mean? I think it was 32 years. But anyway, this individual's name is Terrence Rice, right? Rice, R-I-C-E. And Mac was interviewing him via telephone. So he was, telling his story on what happened that actually led to him being incarcerated and everything, and how he was basically set up. You know what I mean? But anyway, for the most part, there's a petition, right? There's a petition that can be signed. Yeah, it's 32 years. He's been incarcerated for 32 years. And there's a petition that can be signed, where as though they're trying to get him free, get this man free. I can't go into, well, I could, but I'm not going to go into a story because I don't want to mess anything up. But there's actually, I think one of the episodes of the interview is actually on my Facebook page. But what you could do, and I would appreciate anybody.
What we're trying to do here is connect the device so that we can.
I would appreciate anybody that happened to view. That's funny. Odd, real odd. You know what I mean? But I would appreciate anybody that's viewing this or whatever, if you would take the time to go over to Mac Mean True Story. He's here on YouTube. Mac Mean True Story. MACMEAN True Story. And you can go to interview with Terrence Rice. You know what I mean? Look at the interview for Terrence Rice, and that way you can hear the story in his own words and see how he became. I can't even call it. Well, I guess you can call it police brutality, because being falsely incarcerated for 32 years is a form of brutality. You know what I mean? But when you see the story or whatever, and there's so many holes in the story that you will say to yourself, well, wow, this is crazy. You know, that you have so many, you'll have a lot of people that be like, well, if he been locked up for such, he must have did something. But people don't realize this type of thing happens all the time. You know what I mean? There's so many different places. You know what I mean? That they'll you you can rub a person the wrong way. You know what I mean? And find yourself in a position where as though, you know what I mean, you done. I mean, it's coming out now. Every time you turn around, somebody is being exonerated. You know what I mean? For being locked up 20 something years, 30 something years, 40 something years. You know what I mean? When they should have never been incarcerated. You know what I mean? Having their whole life taken, you know what I mean, stole from them when they should have never been in, you know what I mean? So there's a petition to have at the least have a new trial for this man Terrence Rice. You know, and you can sign this petition over at Mac Mean True Story. You pull up his video, Terrence Rice, over at, again, Mac Mean True Story. You can go into the description of the video, press the link, it'll take you directly to the petition. You know what I mean? Sign the petition, you know what I mean? Be a blessing, man. Be a blessing to, you know what I mean? Be a blessing to this man. Because, you know, it's him today. You know what I mean? It's him today. Tomorrow, it could be you or me or somebody else that you know what I mean, that you care about, who ends up being the victim, you know what I mean, of an injustice like he's suffering right now. You know what I mean? So take a moment, you know what I mean? Take a moment. Like I say, be an actual blessing to this man. Hop over to Mac Mean True Story, pull up the Terrence Rice video, and sign a petition. You know what I mean? And speaking on the YouTube universe, that's what we call it, like the Marvel universe, YouTube universe. You know what I mean? There's another YouTube personality that I want to speak on for a second. You know what I mean? And he goes by the name of Banky Pound. You know what I mean? And Banky Pound, you know what I mean, has gathered, well, he's garnered quite the following. You know what I mean? He's garnered quite the following. But this is something I saw from the beginning. You know what I mean? I garnered, you know what I mean? I actually saw this from the beginning when he first, you know what I mean, gave his interviews and started, you know what I mean, getting some exposure with the dude Joe from After Prison Show. You know, I followed Banky Pound's story from the beginning, you know, and as his story was coming along or whatever, you know, I'd actually did a video, you know what I mean? Did a video speaking on him actually starting a channel of his own, you know, and doing his own thing eventually or whatever. Because I actually saw the potential, you know what I mean, in him doing his own thing. And eventually he did so, and Banky has over 50,000 subscribers at the moment. And the channel is constantly growing. And it's not going to stop growing no time soon. It's going to continue to grow. I see this. You know what I mean? Because he has the personality. He has the personality. He has the stories. You know what I mean? To be around, you know what I mean, for a long time doing this. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, I keep saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to have interviews on the channel, or whatever. I'm trying to put some interviews together, or whatever, this, that, and the third. But when I do something, I wanna do it right. You know what I mean? Especially as far as the interviews go. You don't just me myself. I don't want to just when I set up an interview or something. I don't want to just be rambling or whatever. I want to make sure whatever questions I want to ask or whatever, or the type of things I want to talk about, I want to have everything set up right. You know what I mean? With no mistakes, because I wanted to come out a certain way. So anybody that's waiting for me to do those interviews or whatever, I would appreciate it if you would continue to show some patience. You know what I mean? But trust and believe me, when I get them together, yeah, they're going to be worth the wait. You know what I mean? Because, well, long story short, I jumped on Banky Pound subject and started. I told you that's that ADD. That's that self-diagnosed ADD thing. You know what I mean? But anyway, I wanted to actually interview Banky Pound. You know what I mean? For my channel or whatever. You know what I mean? So once I get things situated or whatever, as way as though I can pull that interview off. You know what I mean? Because I want to have him interview. You know what I mean? Because I definitely, like I said, I've been a supporter of Banky from day one or whatever. But like I say, you know what I mean? He doing his thing now, and and you got to pay the cost. You know what I mean? You got to pay the toll. You know what I mean? And ain't no problem with that. You know what I mean? Because I feel it. But like I said, when I do what I do, I want it to be right. So like I said, I wish to have future interviews with Banky as well as Mac Mean. You know what I mean? Me and Mac have discussed, you know what I mean, slightly discussed, you know what I mean, me interviewing him for my channel or whatever. But I don't know. I be playing around. Here Mac always getting on me. Like you'll post something one day and then you be gone. You be gone. You can't be doing that because you know what I mean, the algorithm, you know what I mean? But like I say, I be trying to figure out things, you know what I mean? And I don't like being a put in a box or whatever. So one minute I'll be wanting to talk about this, and the next minute I'm want to talk about something else. And this whole YouTube thing, like I said, this algorithm is a computer. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to be one thing. You either comedy or you this or you that. You know what I mean? You can't be just everything. You know what I mean? They got to know where to shoot your video to, where to send your. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna figure some stuff out, and hopefully I'm gonna be making some upgrades to the channel or whatever. Trying to figure out my intro, what I'm gonna do with the intro or whatever. hopefully it'll get better soon or whatever. And then I figure I plan on doing a second channel as well. That way I can have my more serious content over here, and then the more lighter hearted, you know what I mean, content over at the second channel. So with that being said, that's future endeavors right there. But like I said, anybody that's familiar with what I do know that I like to come on the channel and have a laugh and have fun, you know what I mean, and basically enjoy myself or whatever while I'm on it. Like that's why I call it therapy for the most part. But when I was trying to figure out some lighthearted, you know what I mean, stories to talk about, it pretty much wasn't, you know what I mean, anything there that I wanted to talk about. And that's sad because that everything, most of the stuff that I would feel like was in my wheelhouse, it was tragic. You know what I mean? It was tragic. Just so much dark energy. You know what I mean? I hate to say dark energy, but you know what I mean? Because I don't associate with, but there was so much negative energy. You know what I mean? So much negative energy. You know what I mean? This, that, everything was just negative. You know what I mean? Whereas though, damn, should I even do? You know? But as you can see, I don't know who I'm talking to. You know what I mean right now. But whoever it is, I'm glad you locked in. You know what I mean? I'm glad you locked in. You know what I mean? That's just like when I came on here. And we got snow going on outside. Well, everybody ain't snowed in. I guess it's just people, you know what I mean, or with that's snowed in. You know what I mean? It's Friday, and people say, "Oh, if it's gonna snow, I'm gonna go out right now and get my drink on and stuff today. If I'm gonna be locked in tomorrow, well, anyway, it's all good. You know what I mean? Maybe when the people get drunk or whatever, and on their way home and get home, and you know what I mean, you can always watch me on the replay. You can watch me on the what they call it, the hell replay. It's the replay. I'm gonna call it freaking replay. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna call it. Playback, replay. I'm gonna call it freaking replay. You know what I mean? Baby, good guy. He said this nigga. He gonna say this dude was having a stroke. He was having a showing up stroke. That's the second time. You know what I mean? He was talking like he had peanut butter stuck all over the roof of his mouth. It's all good though. I appreciate my brother Northwood popping in today, you know, and seeing you had people of different likes, you know, of different likes. And this is somebody that, you know, probably wouldn't have, you know what I mean, came across my channel or whatever, you know, or let's say it's someone that you probably wouldn't expect to come across my channel or whatever. But you got people like as we was talking, if you're a person that are relatable, you know what I mean, you can win people over to the point he was, you know, talking about interview or whatever, you know what I mean, exposing me to the people over at his channel, you know. trying to help me get some more views or whatever. You know, and that's what community is about. You know what I mean? Community is community where you lock in and you try to help one another. You know what I mean? Each one reach one will always be strong. You know what I mean? If you stay locked in, man, come on, grab my arm. You know what I mean? Grab my arm, I got you. I'm gonna pull you over here. You know what I mean? See these people on this arm over here? Grab this arm right here. Now you locked in. You know what I mean? Now you locked in. Yo, this my peoples over here. Holla at my peoples over here. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up? Then my people over here be like, ain't nothing, it's good. That's what's up. Nice to meet you. Yeah, same here, bro. That way. You know what I mean? Now he say, what is he doing? Nah, he tripping. He tripping. Yeah, he probably is. Him been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. Y'all lucky I ain't fall asleep in the middle of the live. Y'all ain't see that big old plate of Getty I ate. I smashed on that big old plate of spaghetti. Yeah, I just wanted to put up something. I just wanted to put up something because I hadn't put up something. I wanted to put up something because the algorithm, the algorithm, the Al Gore rhythm. I wonder if Al Gore got rhythm. Al Gore wanted to be the president. But how you gonna be the president if you ain't got no rhythm? I wonder if Al Gore got rhythm. Al Gore. Let me find out Al Gore, the one that be sending the videos here and there. You know what I mean? And then you ain't sending mine, Al Gore. Let me sing y'all a song. One in a million chance of a lifetime, and I show compassion and send to me a stroke of love on you. One in a million. You say, yep, he having a stroke for real. He talking about a stroke. Yep, he's definitely having a stroke. I'm bugging. I'm tripping. That's what happened when you get tired. Well, I don't know about what happened when you get tired, but when I get tired, that's what tends to happen. I guess the deck is silly. You know what I mean? What? Your mother. Man, I should have hit my other song. Oh, y'all, it's Friday night. Karaoke. It's karaoke night. Step to the mic. Step to the mic. Let me know if y'all know this one. Say this nigga. You know if y'all know this. Let me know if you know this one out there. Let me know if y'all know this one out there. Let me know if you know this one out there. Come on. Come on. Let me know if you know this one out there. Come on, y'all. Come on. Say it with me. You'll never find a hairline like mine. You keep searching and searching. That's where the hair went. Let me stop playing, man. Anybody see Black Jesse? Somebody smack him for me. Somebody smack him for me. And he asks you why you smack him, tell him that's from Furnace Head. Tell him that came from Furnace Head. That's what Black Jesse used to say all the time, every time you sing. You'll never find a hairline like mine. Sorry. Because you know why? Some of my hairline come in a box. Come in a box. Beijing. Light tint. I put a light tint. I put a light tint in the corners. You know what I mean? I put a light tint in the corners and rock out. You hear me? Put a light tint in the corners and rock out. You hear me? I ain't ready to let it go. Lucky I let my dreads go. Somewhat. You know what I mean? But I ain't ready to let the wavy baby go. You know what I mean? I'm so wavy, baby. I'm so wavy, baby. You feel me? You need to go ahead and cut all the hair. You need to go ahead and cut that little bit of hair off his head. Did I tell you you should cut the little bit of hair off of your head? You know what I mean? No. Did I tell you that your girl should cut the little bit of hair off of her head? No. You know what I mean? So leave me alone. You know what I mean? And for y'all that be trying to slide me, call yourself sliding me when I, you know what I mean, have my little Beijing in my hair, whatever. I be hearing the little snickers and stuff like that. But then I be like, you know what I mean? How you gonna play with the kid? How you gonna play with the kid? And you got a head full of yarn. You know what I mean? You got a head full of yarn. You know what I mean? A head full of yarn. I mean, not even, it don't even look like hair. I mean, it looked like you went to Ann's Fabric and bought a couple spools of yarn and had somebody braid it into your hair. Motherfuckers don't even buy hair no more. You buying yarn? Raggedy Ann for real. Raggedy Ann. You know what I mean? Straight Raggedy Ann. But then to try to slide me from putting tent in the corners, tent in the corners. Stop it before stop it before I pull the frying pan out. Stop it before I pull out the frying pan. You don't want me to bring out the frying pan and fry you. And fry you. You know what I mean? Put that heat to you. Be like, he didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say that. All right, leave the kid be. Leave the kid be and let me keep playing in my Beijing. You know what I mean? You dig? And people say, I'm gonna stop putting my suckers. I be looking crazy on these daggone thumbnails. I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing? I'm trying to show you something. Pay attention. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, the kid is definitely tired. I'm about to jump off of this thing in a minute. Didn't plan on being on here long. I just wanted to tap in. You know, say the little things, make sure and check my checklist. Then I'm going to smoke me another cigarette. And then I'm going to jump off. Oh, one last thing. Yeah, it was something I missed. It was something I missed. Yeah, it was something I missed. And I definitely gotta address this because this really kind of got to me. This really got to me. And no, I ain't got no bunch of jokes for y'all today. But anyway, I done gave you enough. Anyway, I done gave you enough jokes. What the look? Would I look like a joke? Do I look like a joke to you? Do I look like a joke to you? I probably do because I'm stuck behind I'm stuck behind a banner. I'm stuck behind a banner. But do I look like a joke to you? Huh? No, I don't like no joke to you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm not no joke. You know what I mean? I ain't come here to be ha ha and kikiing all the time. Because ain't nothing funny all the time. You know what I mean? I don't own no PlayStation. I don't own no Xbox. I ain't come here to play games with you. I ain't come here to play games with you. You know what I mean? Now I got something that I'm talking about right now. And like I see, this something I seen this. I seen something about it last week. But now I seen it again. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? But anyway, it's man, this is ridiculous. You're talking about how it's been a spike in suicides in people under the age of 13. I don't know if y'all just heard me. You know what I mean? A spike in suicides, not suicide, suicide, and people under the age of 13. I seen one the day, and I'm strolling through my timeline or whatever. Say the little boy was 7 years old, man. 7 years old. Seven. I had to think about like hell we was doing when we was 7 years old. I know it wasn't nobody thinking about no freaking. Yeah, I'm about to fall asleep. Like I said, I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. And after I finished talking about this little story right here, I'm gonna be out of here. You lucky, like I say, you lucky I ain't fall asleep right after I ate that big old plate of spaghetti. But I gotta get this little story right here out, and then I'm done. But like I said, the little boy is 7 years old. And I couldn't even get into the actual story because it kind of blew me once I found out he was 7. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, what? But last week when I seen the same type of thing, it was another young person. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the heck is going? But they was like, it's been a mad increase. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what is going on, man? When I was 7 years old, I definitely wasn't thinking about nobody know about no freaking suicide, man. We really didn't even know about death like that. I didn't really know about death like that until my grandfather actually passed away from freaking natural causes. You know what I mean? And we had to go to the funeral. You know what I mean? But to be actually plotting on doing something to, I don't, you know what I mean? We got a problem. We have a very big problem. If this is where we, you know what I mean, are right now, this one definitely got to be addressed. It got to be addressed. I don't know what it is that's even, you know what I mean, leading people to this, you know what I mean, but that can't, we doing a lot of stuff that ain't normal, but that's one that we cannot have. We just cannot have that one. Not at all. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? You don't need me to keep beating you upside your head with it. Do your Googles. Do your Googles yourself and see for yourself. And not only is the you know what I mean, is the years, you know what I mean, the ages. Not only are the ages, you know what I mean, enough to make you, you know what I mean, just look what else these a lot of these people have in common, man. And you know what I mean, I got an active imagination. You know what I mean? So I start thinking about like, well, damn, well, what, you know what I mean? You know, but just man, only thing I can say, pay attention to your children, man. Pay attention to your children, man. Pay close attention to your children. You know what I mean? Make sure your kids are all right. You know what I mean? Honestly, make sure your kids are all right. You know, don't just, you know what I mean, pamper them and, you know what I mean, Make sure they need what they, you know what I mean, make sure they get what they need emotionally. You know what I mean? On the emotional side of things, make sure they get what they need. You know what I mean? You know, that whole story weighed so heavy on me because I really couldn't understand it, and especially by me seeing the story the week before, and then only the day that's the, you know what I mean, see a actual another one. It's not like I pulled up the same story from the one I read about the other week. This was a fresh one. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know, man. Like I say, pay attention to your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, or whatever, because it's getting real out here. You know what I mean? It's getting really real out here. I am tired and I'm gonna sleep my ass on. I ain't got to work tomorrow. Yeah, the kid gonna be knocked. You know what I mean? The kid is gonna be knocked tonight. Yep. A damn ass straight. What am I do with it? See what happened? See what happened when you be tired like that? Sitting right in front of my face. I got my whole little setup Jimmy Jank Jank. You know what I mean? Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all like my little. Wait till I start. You know what I mean? Man, I'm gonna stop saying repeating the same thing or whatever. But wait till I start doing my thing. And if you wanna participate, I would love for you to participate in what we have going on here at Mind of Major. Yeah, most of the time you might see me. I might be talking to myself, but it's okay for me to talk to myself because I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You want to be involved? You want to be involved? Hit that subscribe button. Press the bell for all notifications. Tap in. Tap in to these broadcasts. You want to be booked? I'll put you on the screen. I'll put you on the screen and let you become co-host for an evening. I'll put you on the screen, let you become co-host for an evening. Would you like that? Follow those simple directions. Hit the subscribe button. Press the bell and all for all future notifications. Come into the live broadcast. I'll put you on the screen, allowing you to be co-host for a day. Completely giving you the keys to drive the live. How would you like that? Got away with words, don't I? Have some. Have a word. You have a word. When it comes to words, I'm like Oprah. You get a word. You get a word. You get a word. You get a word. Everybody gets a word. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they call me. You know, Fat Joe got Jopra. You know what I mean? I guess you can call me Roper. You know what I mean? I guess you can call me Roper. Because I'm the Oprah of words. I'm the Oprah of words. You know what I mean? I got words for everybody. I be just giving words away like it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Like that. Giving words away like they ain't nothing. Catch that on the playback. Catch it on the playback. You're going to be snowed in. You're going to be snowed in. You see that thumbnail? Click that thumbnail with the bombs falling on the dude's head. You know what I mean? You're going to want to hit that. Share it with somebody. Share it with somebody. You know what I mean? Because there's some little light spots in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it. Share it. Comment. You could actually comment on the playback, where the comment will be in the comment section. It won't show up in the live during the live part, but it'll be in the comment section. And I'm going to respond to those as well. Talk to me and I'll talk back. You know what I mean? And you see the movement. This is the 3 rep. that ain't no movement back there. Ain't nothing moving back there. Where you pointing at? Forgot this is television. I forgot this is computer. This is computer. You know what I mean? This is the movement. You know what I mean? The 3-man revolution. This is the movement. Allow me to elaborate. 3-man revolution. With 3 people, you can alter any revolution. See how that revolution is curved? If you got 3 people, you can curve any revolution. You have one on this side. You have one on this side speaking for this party. One on this side speaking for this party. One in the middle to mediate. You can end up coming to an agreement every time. You know what I mean? Hence, 3-man revolution. Get familiar. Because we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? That way. You know what I mean? I have no problem with talking to a crowd one at a time. But see, and that just goes to show how you say you know, shout out to shout out to the brother Warpad. You know, a lot of the stuff that I picked up as far as the YouTube thing or whatever, I gotta be honest, you know, I picked it up along the way, you know what I mean, watching his content, you know what I mean, watching his lives or whatever. And one thing that he would always say, regardless how many people you got in your life, you know what I mean, still stream like you got a million people in the audience, because a million people could actually watch you on the playback. You know what I mean? So if you got 2 people in the joint, stream like you got a million people in there. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. But you ain't gotta deal with a person every day. You know what I mean? Or all the time or whatever. To have a respect for that person. You know what I mean? Because with me, if anybody ever did anything for me at any point in time, I still got some type of, you know what I mean, love and respect for you, just on the fact that you assisted me in something at any point. You know what I mean? So that's what that is. You know what I mean? But I don't have to agree with everything, you know what I mean, that a person does. And that's just that. You know what I mean? But as far as the brother Northwood tapping in the night, as you can see if you roll through the live or whatever, you know what I mean? He's the only one that tapped in tonight. But that's cool. I know other people will tap in later, you know what I mean? Or whenever, you know what I mean, they get a chance or whatever. But he tapped in, and while he was on the joint, he was like, he spoke about an interview, you know what I mean, doing an interview with me, you know what I mean, and introducing me to the people over at his channel, you know what I mean. Trying to get me some subs, you know, trying to introduce me to a different group of people to get me some subs or whatever. And I don't even know how many people he got on his channel or whatever. But just that thought, you know what I mean? Just the thought in itself that this is somebody that the average person probably would have thought, you know what I mean, I would have never came in contact with because, you know what I mean? Like I say, I'm on this thing to actually to get to know other people. You know what I mean? To actually, you know, correspond with different people and learning some of the things that I'm not aware of already. You know what I mean? To build an understanding about certain things. I think that's what this whole YouTube thing should be about. It's like connecting with other people. You know what I mean? Learning stuff that you're not even aware of. You know what I mean? But that's just my take on it. Because I don't have a whole great, you know what I mean, family as far as the YouTube thing go right now. But it'll grow eventually. It'll grow. Be it slow, but it'll still grow. You know what I mean? But with that being said, you know, I appreciate the fact that like brother Johnny Legs, all the way on the other side of the world in Australia. I would have never thought that I would be corresponding with somebody in Australia. You know what I mean? In Australia. I've spoken to people all the way in, you know what I mean, Latin countries, you know what I mean, where though you could barely you could see the broken English in their words, you know what I mean? Had people type me, you know what I mean, messages where as though it's in their language where you gotta hit the translate thing to see what they were saying. You know what I mean? That's amazing. You know what I mean? That's amazing to me. You know what I mean? That somebody that can barely speak my language took the time to tap into what I was on here saying. You know? So if I can reach somebody all the way in another country somewhere, I feel like I should definitely be able to tap in with the people in my own community. You know what I mean? But that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? And I say for anybody who joined the joint late or whatever, put some pressure on that like button, put some pressure on that subscribe button. Bell as well, ding dong. Hit all for all future notifications so you can get every single one of these broadcasts when I post or go live. You want to be part of this. And with that being said, the kid is dead. The kid is dead. And when I say the kid is dead, I mean he's dead tired. You hear me? The kid can barely keep his eyes open. You understand what I'm saying? So, So, he got so much soul. It's coming out in third base. Third base. Oh, Master Soul. He got so much soul. It's coming out, Oh, man, y'all bugging. Friday night. Friday, what is it? Fun Day Friday. Fun Day Friday. Fun Day Friday. That's for the helmet wearers. Fun Day Friday. Fun Day Friday. Fun Day Friday. Somebody go see this. He didn't went too far. He just went too far. I mean no harm. I mean no harm. I mean no harm. With that being said, look, I'm dead tired, right? So, with that being said, never ever forget. Never ever 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 forget. Great minds think alike. Everybody has greatness in them. You never know when somebody's gonna come along and pull that greatness up out of you. So to the next time, like, comment, subscribe, share. You know why? Because it's your boy C Major. 2 in the air. And we